I am with Bernadette Clement here in Cornwall, Ontario, in her lovely library. Bernadette, you have been given a great honor for someone from Cornwall. You are the co-chair of the Provincial Liberal Leadership Convention.
Correct.
Wow, I got that done. How the heck did that happen? Because you were the federal candidate, and you're a city councillor here in Cornwall. You don't really have that high a profile provincially.
Well, you'd have to ask those who selected me. I'm not sure, but it is an honor. And they obviously want the co-chairs to be able to communicate with the public. They want us to represent Ontario. And so they have my colleague Stephen Del Duca, who's my co-chair, and myself. And so I think they wanted a man, woman. They wanted a team, a couple who could who could speak on behalf of Ontarians and to make sure that the process reflects Ontario.
So how does the process work, and what exactly are the roles of the co-chairs?
Well, what we've been doing so far, and this has been a lot of fun, it's been the moderating the debates. And so I've participated in debates as a candidate, but this is very different, moderating the debates. So what we do is we've been traveling all over Ontario, meeting up with the candidates in different locales and asking them questions in a debate format. And we've been moderating that. And it's been a good opportunity to see these 7 really competent people articulate their ideas and their vision for Ontario.
Were you at the Rural Roundtable in Avonmore recently?
I wasn't able to. I was at the debate that evening in Ottawa, and so I wasn't able to attend because I was working.
Now, in this riding, we have an older demographic, and the trend has been, it's really been weird. If you follow the elections, starting with Guy Lauzon, Eric Duncan's mayoralty campaign, and Jim McDonnell's election, the numbers have been heavily skewed to the Conservatives. Is that a problem with the Liberal brand? Is the Conservative machine that much stronger? What would you attribute that to?
Those are big questions. It's hard to say. I mean, people look to the leader and they look to the local candidate. And so it's a combination of different things. The Liberal brand, I think, is renewing itself from a federal perspective and from a provincial perspective. Both parties are saying that. And so there's a lot of work now being done connecting with communities and talking to people and listening to people. So I think it's a very interesting time for the Liberal brand. And now, it's being worked on.
They're 2 very different situations. Federally, the Liberals are one of the lowest ebbs of the party's history, where provincially they are the party in power. With, even though Mr. McGuinty has stepped down, the winner of this process that you're co-chair of is going to be the next Premier of Ontario.
Correct.
So there has to be a lot of responsibility on the role that you're playing, but 2 very different positions politically.
Well, it's interesting. When you've been in power for a while, it's time for you. You know, you have to be careful. You have to start saying, okay, we've accomplished certain things and we're proud of what we've done here, but we need to renew. You need to convince the population that you should remain in power, that they should give you their renewed confidence. So it is challenging to be in power and to have been there that long to say, we want you to continue to support us. That is a very different challenge, you're right, to the Liberals who are basically starting from a whole different space. What's easier? I'm not sure which one is easier, but they're both about renewal. So the brand, provincially and federally, we're looking at renewal.
What are some of the lessons you've learned from your experience running federally? See, I was gentle on how I asked that question.
Yeah, it's, you know, that is an experience that I will never regret. And it was brilliant because you learn about talking to people and about listening and about going from one door to another door and having conversations on all kinds of topics. And so you're ready, but you're also giving of yourself. You're also telling people, this is who I am, this is why I want you to vote for me. It's very different. It takes a lot of work and it takes guts to run. And so when I've been attending these debates with these 7 leadership candidates, I'm impressed by them. I'm impressed by how much energy they still have despite this grueling schedule. I'm impressed by them wanting to do this under difficult circumstances, right? They know that the party's been in power a while, and they know that the public is saying, okay, so why should we vote for you again? They also know that they're going to be the next premier, and that they're going to be facing an election, could be fairly quickly. So it takes courage, it takes guts, and these 7 people have that.
No, the buzz in political circles that are buzzing right now is that you are being platformed as the next provincial candidate in this riding for a potential spring election.
I am simply the co-chair of the convention. That's what I'm working on now. That's what they've asked me to do, and that's what I'm enjoying. It is completely different from being a candidate. Mm-hmm. You're really sitting there as an observer, and so I'm enjoying that completely. At the convention itself, I will have hosting duties with Stephen Del Duca, and on January 12th, in the riding, I will also be the local returning officer. Mm-hmm. I have signed a neutrality agreement, right. So I'm not commenting, and I'm not voting for a delegate or for a leader. And so this is a completely different experience for me. It's because normally I'm a person who likes to form opinions and decide who I'm going to be voting for. So this is completely different from being a candidate, and that's not what this is. Provincially,
how long have you been a card-holding member of the Provincial Liberals?
On and off.
Okay.
For a while, on and off.
You took vacations?
Yeah, vacations in the sense that I would forget to renew, or I wasn't always diligent about making sure I was I've been, provincially Liberal and federally Liberal on and off. And off for a long time.
Are you a card-holding member now?
I am currently a member of the Provincial Liberal Party, yes.
All right, and going back to my previous question, would you consider running in this riding if there's a spring election? Because right now there's no official candidate for the Liberals.
No, there isn't, and I'm not looking at that at all. I'm focusing on being co-chair and city councillor and legal aid lawyer as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. It'll be fun to watch the process.
Yes, please.